Suddenly, I enter the empty space, and awed by its vastness, I survey the perimeters. Compelled by a flame burning inside of me, I begin to dance. First, I make a tiny circle on the glistening floor. Then my arms project forward, probing the open space. Spinning past a blurred image, mirror match, I catch my reflection in a glance. As my extended leg stretches the foot skin so tightly that it soars forward, meeting the tip of my pointed toe with the painted sky. Chest filled with extended breath, leading me skyward, I defy the rules and leap into the vastness, mastering the pull of gravity, until earthbound, I alight upon the salient floor. In supplication, my arms open in a glorious expanse, and I kneel euphoric and saturated with ecstasy, offering my moving prayer like poetry falling out of my body. Movement images tumble from my being, and I am the dance.
Protect the tendrils newly sprouting in my inner courtyard, freshly emerging from the large expanse of birthing and the violent eruptions. Over and over, the dance tumbles out of my body. I have tapped my foot on the slippery floor, felt my burning shoulder lifting and tilting toward my right hip, while reeling from a turn that spins out of control. The dance, like poetry, has fallen out of me. I am spent, legs leaden, arms unhinged. I thirst for a burst of rain, for another gardener to tend this deep valley. There I would be fed again, my shoots emerging fresh and ready to sprout new visions.
Oh. 24 years of marriage came to an end. My choice. And I moved far away and lived on 5 acres of land all by myself, until I got 5 roommates, all cats. And in that time of solitude and aloneness, I allowed myself to express any emotion that came to me. I cried when I needed to, I screamed when I had to, I got angry and I hit something if I needed to. And while I did that, my creativity burst wide open, and poems came, and songs came, and more dances. and that space has never closed down ever again. But it was time for me to look at my breakup and figure out how I was going to put my life back together again. And how do we make it work? One another? How do we put two horoscopes together, intertwining them and loving them, and hatreds and fears foretold clash in the night, in fright, unable to soothe my aching heart. Hurt before in so many distant places that all the new faces that I see salt the wounds, and each tear brings hope of peace. And yet again the clash is heard throughout the land as great titans turn over in a search of a way home. In an instant, a door closes, something shifts, the two systems clash at a deep level, and there is no turning back. How do you bear the unbearable? That love is lost again. That acts too unforgivable lay right between us. And I lay wounded again on the fields of life, waiting for flowers to grow where the dirt lays fallow. Power above might, fright-filled unopened letters and jaded smiles, locked in an unwanted embrace, and an embrace I cannot yet disengage from. I see your shadow around the corner and cringe still at your power to conjure up my demise and want to do me in. How do you see me? I see myself as innocent. And how do you reflect my shadow self, still so well hidden from me that I hide in the shadows to avoid a confrontation with a vital piece of myself? And yet, I cannot acknowledge that in some part of your hatred for me is the truth about myself I still refuse to see. How much garbage have I accumulated today? A measured excess of my need. Slowly I bag and package the day's use and carry it heavy upon my shoulders to the dump. How easy it is to throw away the milk cartons and the cereal boxes and the tin cans that seemingly hold my nourishment. How hard it is to dump the generations of garbage still inside of me and clear away the messy debris which would allow my spirit to grow. But I feel again as if I'm being forced through a narrow tube, squeezed so tightly in order to change the course of my life. I'm being shaped again, squeezed and tugged until I find a new direction. Where that is, I do not know, but I surrender to the task and expand in ways I've never known before. Some ending of a chapter is happening. A new beginning awaits me. Uncharted waters again beckon me to finish the old. And the ancient bones of past fears surface grandly to make way for my new beginnings. I know, I feel, I sense a new road awaits me. The wheels of fortune are turning again, creeping into a different future, forcing me to relinquish past hurts, hurrying me along my path like a speeding train, the windows flashing the frames of the landscape by me so fast that the projectile of the force leaves no trailing wake in its path. I am so anxious for the springtime, for the new birth of all the gestation of the winter. I'm so eager to see the new growth and to know that I weathered the winter and will again spring anew, fresh, green, and ready to ripen. But this is the time before the renewal, before the springtime, when buds form underneath the surface, ready to blossom forth again. But mostly I remember the difficulty of winter, when answers seemed so hard to come by, and spring seemed so far away. I feel the roots deepening in me, and my heart feels ready to burst upon the new season. Though snow still lays upon the ground, hope grows in my heart for the new birth. My playful nature calls, and it is but a few days until the snow melts, revealing the richness of the soil and the fresh green shoots of the springtime. Where is the tulip? It's just under the surface, ready to poke through. First a bit of green, and then the taste of color, and then the fullness of its blossoms. Isn't it so with all of us? And answering the call to heal, I sent myself forward, stepping into unfamiliar territory, unknowingly sealing my fate to never be in this same place again. Carelessly, I let myself roam innocently through a sea of people, all picking at me as if I were lost. Carefully, I was guided by their reckonings as I let the power of their presence dominate my life. Instantly, I knew, though, that immensely changes were occurring in me, monumental, cellular level, relationships changing, as if surgery had been performed. through some long and tiresome path of learning, I feel spit out on the other side of the road, as if dumped, dirty but whole, to again integrate my life. Yet something is different this time. I know in my heart that I have traveled a new road and survived. Today's lesson seems so new, I cannot yet fathom their richness. All I know is there is this magical feeling of wholeness and a remarkable sense of renewal. I've come through the winter. I've come through the storm, burned by the fire of growth. I weathered the mysteries of life's angles to come out filled with new fire and energy for my life. I'm eager to believe that I have arrived at wholeness, grounded in my own power and claiming the right to my own life. I'm no longer owned by others, slave to their whims, and maiden to my mother, where I was taught to be her sidekick for her discontent. I carried the badge of serfdom, which was born to please and born to tease. It bound me to be that which was delighted in and desired by me, the chameleon-like charmer. I played the role I was given of temptress and lover, but I no longer quake at the demands for satisfaction. I now sit upon my own throne, ready to claim the right to my own life. I cannot be who you want me to be. I can only be myself, a rare-plumed bird of paradise, creating my own world for me. My feet are firmly planted upon the ground, stabilizing my elegance. And I know myself as strong and deliberate, sure of my desire, with my brain and my gut for guidance, awaiting new challenges. explore new relationships. My whole life seemed changed, was shattered, was expanded. And I was ready to meet some new demons. I saw you, and my newfound peace withered and died, and your image emblazoned itself upon my being and would not be still. How could a self, a small being in the universe, have such power over me? Why you and not others? Why now, when life seemed to be so mastered? What idiosyncrasy of fate allows me to be shattered in an instant with one insignificant meeting? Are you a thorn to be plucked from my side, to be dug out and destroyed sliver by sliver so as not to leave a mark upon my being? Murdered, killed my attempt at soul peace, shattered in an instant, in a flash of seeing you. Damn you! What hold have you on me to be able to disturb my balance, my equilibrium, to stir my soul and not let go? What part of me are you that makes me want to fly to unknown spaces and surround myself with your presence? And how do I erase these feelings of discontent at not being in your presence? Are you Satan or Savior? Foe or friend? Menace or miracle? Godlike or godless? You are a puzzle in my life which maybe had been better left unmet, save the fluttering of my heart and the new song I sing. Can it be that in the desperate longing for love, all humankind become like targets sitting on a fence? A glance away draws me near with the possibility of love. What is love anyway? What kind of affirmation of meanness is this, fought for through all the barriers of solitude which surround and protect my being? A simple touch, a glance, a moment of recognition turns up the coils of my heart and draws me towards the fire of excitement which your presence engenders within me. Why does the idea of the sweetness of your touch make me forget my place? And instead I wish to face you straight on, eyes upon yours unceasingly, searching the depths of your soul in order to find mine. Waves of unleashed passion current through my limbs, and the thought of you causes rings of sound to surround my head, cutting out the very present place upon which I stand. A moment's glance finds you unwittingly climbing the stair back to me, and in that forward-looking, unknowing glance, the earth stops, and the swirling flame enfolds me, capturing me in the fire of your presence. How can this happen in the instant of recognition that your fire catches me unaware and bears raw my veins, revealing only my beating pulse made naked by your presence? How do you do this to me, to my well-defined persona, unshakable in its steadfastness, in a glance? And do you even know How can you not feel the room swirl and the wind stop blowing and the whole room stand still in the moment of connection? But is there connection? Do you even know the beating of my heart? How can I desire to want to be held motionless in your glance? Do I want to be told that I matter, that you care about me, and that I am not alone in an isolated sea of dreams, swimming helplessly round in the circles created in a whirlwind of my own demise? And in my hopelessness, I watch you waft off on the arms of your lover, leaving me upon the shore, dripping and shaking like a newborn puppy, not knowing where to go for shelter on this shore of loneliness. What irony to never fulfill the desire of my heart. What strange puzzle am I presented with that makes desire for what I cannot have so appealing? No, I cannot allow myself the luxury of loving you. You are too quixotic, like the darting rivulets of lava running down the mountainside. You change your course at breakneck speed and leave me lurching after you, stopping and starting with each new motion. No, I cannot let myself indulge in loving you. And yet you call. And I try not to care again, but my heart leaps and opens like a cave that has been long shut, full of cobwebs, darkness, and mystery. A real person, someone I can see and touch as a messenger to open my heart? Or are you a symbol of you, wished for by me, yet made unreal by too much muck between us? Unencumbered by reality, I make up my dream of who you are and hope that I am right. Contradictions abound and my heart explodes with feelings that fly in opposite directions all at once. Nothing is neat. Am I alone? Am I a freak like Vincent, forced to pay the price for uncontrollable passion? Everyone else looks so neat and tidy. Why does it appear that only I have a heart that races past all decency and leaves me vulnerable, save my ability to hide? Peace, a kind of sleepy respite between bouts of dreamless nights and impassioned, flailing, bombastic expressions of desire. Is the peace that I yearn for too quiet to meet my need for blazing fires? Or is it all about balance? A little of this and a little of that, the yin and the yang. If I look inside my skin and I peel back the derma, the red pulsating marrow of me is alive against a deadening set of rules I've set for myself. That love returns again, sneaking up on me unexpected. This time I cannot let you go. Spirited by my heart, the pain and the glory cannot be denied. I accept this gift of love, one so painfully gained as my destiny. Please accept my desire to be with you, to touch you, to hold you, to lie with you, to play with your hair, and you with mine. Delicious talking, touching, tongues together, magically connecting and reconnecting in the aura of our oneness. No, This love cannot be denied. Oh, precious one, teach me of love, for it frightens me to be held hostage by the love that I feel for you. Love does not come without a price. I give you my heart, long yearned for, as you have opened yours to mine. Let no one change what is in our hearts beating as one. No matter where we are, yet close is better and more complete. We are one. I set my feet on the ground and see what is before me, wise not yet, but soon, to the wisdom I'm here to learn. That love is all. That love is all that matters. Why didn't you tell me that love had no color, no specific shape, that it would come in a size and in a shape that I would not recognize as belonging to me? I made that list that we all made up of the qualities and look of our perfect mate. Why didn't mine meet my requirements? No, love has no certain shape, no certain size. Love comes and hits you. Love meets you around the corner and in the face of all your wants. Love comes in its own size and its own fragrance, and it rarely looks like you thought it would. So how do you know this is it, if it's unrecognizable? Only by the beating of my heart and the spiraling of my energy into the universe do I know this is it. I felt you. I lain with you. I've touched my dream of love, so longingly active in my heart, so desperately dormant in my body. But now I know the sweetness of love as I knew it could be. My journey is complete and a lullaby of you, long dreamed of, despaired over, unable to be understood, the mystery of who would unlock my heart. But now I lie in the sweetness of your embrace and wonder what miracle I made that wished you here with me. Don't think lightly that I looked upon you with favor and showered my love upon you. Do not think that I gave my heart easily, for in the dark recesses of the cave of my heart lies the mystery of my life, and without touching its softness or tasting its delicate scent, you take leave of only the bitter resin and never find the miracles lying behind the open door. For whatever you want to make up we were, I will not let you cast me out as strange or weird. Your own refusal of love turned my strong steel resolve into rust and bade me bury my feelings in the earth like a snake turned underground, just as when goddesses were burned at the stake and turned inward to escape the wrath of the patriarch. And surprisingly, you have turned my way again, wondering, guessing if I'm still there. And in that moment of your call, you revealed your interest in me. And my heart stirred again, and I was brought back again from the great abyss of a passionless existence, and was anointed anew with the hope that you someday will be locked in my embrace, ever ready to desire my touch and free to feel my love. But I will never tell you again the love I hold for you, for in the telling you run, you escape from me because the power is so frightening. silently I shall love you and hope that someday your fear will disappear and I can hold you freely in my arms and daydream of the future. Is that what love is? A stirring of oneself, an opening of parts unknown before? That the presence of the beloved is able to bring forth the flowering of the self, and that is its richness, and that is the call which makes me slave to love and opens wide my way. Ever though dark and deep, fear melts in the power of love, and all seems possible. But in loving you, in wanting you, I feel caught in some old song, never played to the end. A song just started, needle put down upon the record with razor-sharp accuracy, pulling at my heart and waving it round and round, spinning me unmercifully. I feel caught in the groove, never to move on to the next lyric. I stay stuck in the sad, yearning parts, never able to move towards resolution and connection. But now is the time to learn how to move on, how to move away from that circular, black, revolving motion, centripetally capturing me in space, holding me captive to my yearning, and not allowing the song to end, happy or not. Oh, but please, just let this song be done. Tipsier, yet tipsy. Drunk, then abusive. Frightening the small child hiding inside of me. What fears are engendered there when you yell at me unwarranted, challenging me to protect myself? Would you really hurt me? Or is it my inability to protect myself which appears to be the real fear? Bracing myself against the ever-present race of your aggression against my being, you try to frighten me into compliance. Sheer fear takes over, and I shake to imagine the takeover of my beingness, and I lose my ability to stand up and tell you to leave. Old patterns of less than come forward like soldiers marching into battle, and that in that instant of knowingness that I am worthy, and no longer that small, unprotected child, I challenge the predator, and I stand up with my pride, as no longer afraid of the bully. I leave your presence, abandoning you to your own venom. I was really struggling. And I turned to nature to console me and to feed me and to help me find peace. Where can I connect again with the wind-blown scenes of my childhood? Where trees swung in the violent wind and cascading sounds riveted me, swirled me, embraced me, and wrapped attention to the pulsating sounds of nature unfurling its fearsome power. Will this voice I seek find me, satisfy me? Or am I meant to wander this earth, matching thought to reality over and over again, never really finding the piece of me that links me to me? Oh, precious flower, you contain all the beauty and harmony of the universe. All is in the color and the smell and the shape of your petals. We are all as beautiful. We are all a universe of one. Is it then so simple that for me to connect with me, I need only smell the rose, hug a tree, and feel the wind in my face? Oh, my supple body is bending and stretching, collapsing and swaying to the music of the reeds and the patter of the pines. Come and watch me dance my song of life in the meadow and skip to the pulse of the bird's song. 2 redbirds out there, one red, the other muted, a gift sitting on my branch. At first I did not recognize them. So well suited were they to the branch upon which they had alighted. In the rain, they posed and reposed, trusting I would not harm them. Oh, little striped kitten, distract me from my cares. Play with me as if I were a leaf blowing in the wind, bright red to catch your fancy. And peace descends upon the land when the goose and the swan alight upon the water and no one notices. Leave them alone in their beauty. Do not disturb them, for they will regenerate the earth. Oh, come dance with me, children of the earth. Romp and roll and weave your patterns of gaiety and laughter round my bleeding soul. Isolate me not for my difference, for my uniqueness, for I am but one with you, come to share my special gifts to mix with yours in a painting we call life. The hues intermingle in a special rarity, a rarity we all share, not one of us common or dull or wasted or unnecessary. In the woven fabric of this moment, this time on earth we spend together.